Hello everybody, my name is Numhuts and welcome to my return video? It's been a while, a few months actually. There's a reason for that. Real quick, the speed paint in the background is actually commission. If you want to commission me to get pieces like this of your characters done, or media, or whatever, check out my Twitter for more information. It has my prices, my will not draw list, stuff like that. With that out of the way, how come I took such a sudden and abrupt break? So, 2 months ago, the last thing I posted was a live stream on an SMP that I play on sometimes. And then I just vanished, with no explanation whatsoever. There's a few reasons for that, but the main reason that pushed me to take my break was I got COVID. I want to go into this story by stating I was half vaccinated when I caught COVID. I'm fully vaccinated now, and I wholeheartedly believe that that half of the vaccine I had was what kept me from feeling as shitty as I could have felt. So, get your vaccine. So, the first week of school was coming up for me, and I was beginning to feel progressively worse. My mother was pretty sick at the time, but honestly we thought it was just symptoms from the vaccine because we're both fairly sensitive, and we've heard about side effects from the vaccine. We'd gotten our first shot about a day before we started to feel bad. She felt worse first, and then a day or so passed by and I was beginning to reach the sick point where I felt awful. And then eventually, my hair started to fall out. If you know me at all in real life, you'll know that my hair is one of the most important things to me. I take a lot of pride in it, and it means a lot to me and helps my self-confidence. So when my hair started to fall out, my dad decided that he was going to get my mother and I COVID testing kits. Those 10 minutes of waiting for results is the most nerve-wracking thing you can experience when waiting on COVID results. I was pretty much a shaking mess by the time the 10 minutes was up, and when I saw that it was positive, I pretty much had a complete and utter breakdown. I was basically scream crying from how scared I was, and some of you might be thinking that's a little extreme, but earlier I mentioned that my mother and I are both sensitive to things. When I was younger, I was incredibly sick. It was a record if I managed to stay out of the nurse's office at school or the doctor's for more than a week. I had a lot of autoimmune issues when I was younger. We ended up solving those issues through giving me tonsil surgery, and I began to get better after that. But I still have some health issues, but not nearly as severe as that, but still, knowing how sick I used to be as a kid, and knowing I was likely going to be sick that badly again, terrified me. Those 2 weeks were awful. I couldn't get comfortable in my bed, I could barely keep food down, I was coughing and hacking my lungs up. Anytime I tried to get up to use the restroom or clear the dishes out of my room, I felt like I was going to faint and pass out. Cold and hot chills ravaged my body. It was absolutely miserable. Pure, absolute agony. I got better, but I'm still dealing with the after effects of it. For about a month afterwards, I was still coughing and struggled with my breathing, and my energy wasn't 100% for a few weeks. 2 months later, and my taste buds are still fucked up. I can taste and smell most things, but they all pretty much meld together into the same smell. It was absolutely miserable for me. And even being on my bed, I could still barely use my computer, and that's why I didn't upload in that time, was because I just couldn't get up to edit. If I sat for longer than 5 minutes, I would start seeing stars. It was so bad. I'd like to take the time now to tell you that the pandemic could have ended months ago, and people wouldn't be dying from a preventable disease if people who can safely get the vaccine get it. The vaccine, while it doesn't keep you from getting COVID, helps lessen how severe COVID is, and it helps dilute and lessen the spread of COVID so that people can be safe. I was terrified, and I don't have any autoimmune issues anymore. I can't imagine how it would feel if you had asthma or other autoimmune issues and you get COVID. Knowing that you could die is the most terrifying thing in the world. And healthy people are starting to die from COVID. They have been for a while. I understand some of you might be scared to get the vaccine. The most common reason I've been seeing is because it hasn't been tested for very long and you're worried about side effects. I completely understand those worries. It's really scary. I'm not a doctor, so all I can say is that you should do proper research on it and come to your own conclusions. In my opinion, I'd rather get it now and deal with the slim chance that there will be repercussions later and potentially save lives and stress in people who can't get it, than wait 5 years to find out there was nothing wrong with it and still be in a pandemic where people are mass dying. I'm not going to argue with you if you're an anti-vaxxer. If you're anti-vax, just know I don't agree with you, and I'd like to request that you get off my channel or unsubscribe. I will be deleting any anti-vax comments that might appear in the comment section, mostly because most anti-vax arguments are complete blatant misinformation that's meant to fearmonger, and I don't tolerate that kind of stuff. Another reason why I was gone for a while is my mental health 2 months ago was probably the worst it'd been in a really long time. My video about TDSM had blown up, and I had 1,000,001 people trying to claim things about me that weren't true. People who were informing me on things I very much appreciate. However, people in the comments began to become very homophobic and transphobic towards me, and often ableist or accusing me of being neurotypical when I very much wasn't. Often making personal attacks at me or my person and assuming the worst of me. That video was not very well made, and I'm aware of that. I didn't expect it to blow up as massively as it did, and while I'm grateful for that and the harmful Twitter was taken down, I'm still dealing with that absolute mess that it was, and I'm not proud of it. That being said, though, I want to make videos that I'm proud of, with thorough research and proper editing in it. I want to make videos I can be proud of, and that was another reason for my break. I wasn't happy with my channel, and I really wanted to revise it to figure out what I could do to make it better. And I have, and you've probably seen some of those improvements in this video. Things are better for me now. The stress I have is just college stress and medical stuff that I probably won't get into in this video. I switched my major, by the way. I'm getting an art education major so that I can inspire the younger generation to pursue art. That's all I wanted to say in this video. I have a few more videos I want to put out. Hopefully I can get those done. However, I really want to get back into live streaming. I'm going to be drawing, doing commissions, and gaming all on Twitch. I'll occasionally stream on YouTube as well, but I want to gradually get more into streaming, especially with my friends. So follow me on all the T socials to keep up with me, Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch. I'll post behind the scenes shit and just random things that I have, especially art. If you want to commission me, DM me on any of my social medias and I'll try to get back to you. And if you don't have any social medias but you still want to commission, you can email me at my email at gnomehuts@gmail.com. That's right. I'll have to double check that. And I'll try to get back to you, but know that I don't check my email all that much, so if you message me on Twitter or Tumblr, that's the easiest way to get to me. So thank you guys for being so patient with me. And hey, thanks for 22,000. For the first time in 2 months, have a good evening, guys, and remember to drink your meds and take your water. Bye!